What is happening, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we are going to be giving this farm truck of mine some love, much needed love. Got quite a few things to do to this just to make this thing good. And this is primarily my wood hauling truck. It's got the 454 Vortec in it. I want some air conditioning, and the air conditioning wasn't working. So I went and got a kit, filled it up, instantly found it leaking right here. So I looked on Amazon and eBay, and I was fine. I was able to pick one of these brand new off of Amazon for not a lot of money. I can't remember, maybe $60, $65. But that's what we're gonna put on and then recharge the system. So we'll see how it goes. But if your system is pressurized, obviously the first step is to evac the system. Do I know how to do that? No. Other than loosening the connections and letting it go illegally into the atmosphere? No, not a clue. So make sure you do that first, the right way. Okay. Fitting number one, right there. And then you got a bolt here, and then your fitting number two comes down, and I'm assuming it's in the condenser, which I cannot see. So first step for me is to get this grill off of here. We've got 7 mil here, 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 and then 4 screws for each parking lamp. Pull that out, remove the bulbs, disconnect the side marker for the lower, and then there's clip here, here, and here. Whole roll pry out. Just like that. Just like that. All right, so real quick, that was super easy. So you just, right when you pop out that parking lamp, you got one here, you push down on one there, pops it right out. These are just placeholders, but right here, this guy, I just got my super long Harbor Freight screwdriver, push down on there, popped it right out. Super simple. Now this is the fitting I'm looking at. So yep, and it looks like somebody's been messing around with it before. So I don't know if that line's been replaced before or not, but whatever, or the condenser maybe. But yeah, that's the other fitting there. So oh yeah, okay. Next thing I'm gonna do is disconnect the fitting there, disconnect the fitting there, and then finally I'll unbolt top bolt. All right, that guy, easy. This guy, no, the aluminum just corroded on. This guy right here, the thread's stripped on that part, so I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get the new one on there. I think I better test fit that first to see if that will even thread onto this. If not, I'm screwed, and I'll need a condenser if I want this to work, because you can't just change this fitting. That sucks. So I guess I'll try that first, but as long as that is good and it'll thread on there, hopefully it'll seal. Unplug your sensor. Sensor will have to come off and go onto the new one. But we'll just pull this bolt out, and this unit should be able to get out of there. Out with the old. All right, so I'm, you know, where everything seals up, I'm just gonna clean it up with a rag, make sure everything looks good. It does look like I'll be able to thread that connector on there, so that's good. The bolt in the top was a 15 millimeter, just so you know. And then the old unit here, I'm gonna need the sensor out of it, and the sensor will screw into the new one right here. So I'm gonna get everything swapped over onto this guy, set it into place. and then I'll check back with you. First obstacle. So this is a little different design. It fits this truck, yes, but it's a little bit different design, like the sensors on the back side instead of the front. This is in a different orientation versus this one's a lot shorter, and then it goes down. Well, it's a lot shorter because of your oil fill right here. So I put this guy up here, oil fills right in the way. So the only way I can really get around this, and this doesn't just pop out to modify this, right? So, well, it might pop out, but for me, it doesn't look like it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and easily bend this angle out from a 90 to make it bigger, so it'll clear the front of this. Versus bending it in, I'd have to bend it out towards the front of the vehicle just a little less for this canister to clear. So that's what I'm gonna do. So first obstacle, hopefully we're good. Well, I was able to bend this out just slightly so it clears this. Here's the old one. You can see how that one was going. This set down, it seemed like it wasn't getting low enough, but I don't know. We'll have to see how she looks. Look up the torque specs on that. I didn't. I just tightened it. Second issue now, like I said, this was on the back. Your sensor's on the back now instead of the front. So now your plug doesn't work. It doesn't reach. So you got two options. You could snip it and extend it in the wires, or just unravel this stuff like I'm going to do and get that plug to where it'll come around this side of it. So that's the route I'm going to do. If there's still not enough wiring in there, then I'll just clip it and extend it, but it's only 2 wires, so no big deal at all. Got it. So if you don't want to mess around with it, cut it, extend it, but it's going to take you the same amount of time. I unwrapped all the electrical tape all the way back to the main loom right here. Got this out enough to wrap it up, plug in here. Compressor still plugs in, so now I'm just going to wrap this in tape. Not to really protect it, but to protect the wires from pulling. Yeah, and then I'll throw the crappy loom back on wherever I can. So I got everything taped up there, looking ugly. Everything's plugged back in. That guy's tightened up. I plugged back in the canister, whatever in the heck that thing is. Now, next problem. Mine's been messed with before, so I don't know if that's the correct orientation or not. It doesn't look like it by the way this line kinks, but this doesn't line up, the new one. So my assumption is they had to bend it to line it up with the other hose or something, I don't know. Or the condenser was out, doesn't matter. Now, in order for me to get this guy to go on here, I am going to have to bend this fitting down, and this fitting's already in rough shape, but yeah, we'll just go from there until it lines up. And because this one I can't really, I don't think, I mean, I might be able to bend it up a little bit here, but I don't know. See, you look at the old one, and yeah, that's what they did. They took the old one and they bent it up. It's all sorts of cranked on. So maybe I'll put a little bend in this on the other one, try and get that line up, but ultimately I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna have to bend that guy down a little. Maybe I'll bend both, meet in the middle. So here's where we're at. Yeah, okay. This part of these threads stripped out when I took off the old fitting. This one wouldn't thread on there. I didn't want to ruin it, so I took some emery cloth and the messed up threads, I just sanded them down. Threw a little WD on here to try and prevent the corrosion a little bit while I was putting it on anyway, but it tightened up fine. I did bend this part down till everything lined up. This looks good. I'm confident in that. This, you know, the old one ran back here and down, but this is flexible hose, so I was able to put it right back in the little keeper here. Looks like it's going to clear everything down there. Now I'm just going to start the truck up and just see what happens when I turn the air on. Yeah, before I charge it. So right now it's not doing anything, so it must be able to tell that there's no pressure in the system. So I'm gonna throw a can on here and see what happens. So I kept messing with this thing, messing with it. The clutch wouldn't stay on. I pressurized the system. It would kick on because the high pressure side was empty. As soon as the clutch would kick in, pressure would drop, pressure switch would shut the system off. So in order to charge this, for me, I don't have the fancy gauge set. I unplugged the pressure switch and just jumped it. So the compressor is running non-stop right now, so I could fill the system. I put my 2 cans in there. I'm in the green. I'm about 30 PSI on the low side. Now I am going to plug the sensor back in and should be good, and I do not see any leaks. It seems like the system is running really good right now. The AC is cold. Everything looks like it's working with no leaks. So hopefully it stays that way. But yeah, if you come across that issue, it's your pressure switch. So just jump it so you can charge your system, and then yeah, go back at it. But do your research on your vehicle, because when your system is evacuated, you need to make sure that you have oil for the compressor in there, and then obviously using the right refrigerant. But I mean, most everything right now is R134A, but that's how you do it. Well, that wraps up the AC hose install side of it. Everything is sealed. Everything is working, so I just cleaned up a little bit. Now it's time to get the grill back on and make this look like a truck again. All right guys, truck is back together. You've got your 4 screws for each fog lamp. Don't forget to plug all your bulbs back in. Then you got your 7mm here. First thing I did was slid the grill in though and clipped it into the bottom. Then you want to make sure you overlap here. I got WD because yep, there you go. And then you got your 7mm here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 7mm. You're done. So that is how you replace your AC line on, this is a 99 OBS 2500. 99 they still did the OBS for the heavy duty 2500, whatever. This is a K2500, so this could apply to earlier year as well. All the links for all the products and that line will be in the description below, as well as some refrigerant stuff. I am going to go to Harbor Freight and actually invest in one of the AC manifold sets, unless they're cheaper on Amazon, but I'll link those in the description below as well, because ideally you're supposed to use a vacuum pump on this as well, draw all the moisture out of the system, or else it'll just kind of kill the system. But yeah, I didn't do that. I don't really have the means currently to go out and spend $200 on a vacuum pump and manifold gauge set right now. I will, but oh well, shame on me. I've got other things to spend my money on, because these 2 currently don't run. That's Holly's fault though. That's my fault. That one runs. So does that one. Alright. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Like I said, everything will be in the description below. Until we meet again, later.